Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for tuning into this video. I'll be really quick. It's just a video on my 2002 Chevy Suburban that I bought back in November. I got rid of my Silverado. I paid $2,300 cash for this thing, which was a freaking bargain, a deal, because this thing is so nice, really good condition. I mean, it's got a lot of miles on it. It's got 206,000 miles on it. The owners took care of it really well. They always serviced the transmission. They always worked on it and fixed it. So they were a married couple. They bought it back in 2002. They used it for long distances, road trip to and from California or to Mexico or to like Nevada or Vegas. And honestly, this truck is in such good condition because of that. Just highway miles on it, like the typical cliche goes. They made no excuses for the truck. They didn't try to hide anything. So it has some issues, primarily an oil leak that I want to take care of as soon as I can. But I already took care of some other issues this truck has, and I'll talk about that when I get back home and I don't have these guys all angsty waiting to go do another trail. Y'all know I had to do it. I got some tired dogs in the back. Welcome back. We made it back home. Got the dogs inside. So as far as the exterior goes, the major paint problems or issues is this quarter panel, and that didn't go through the insurance because this thing is a clean title, no crash vehicle. But I mean, you can just tell they bonded from about here and then back. So not like the work is actually done really good. Like I think it's called fading, or paint matching or fading, where they paint match the repaired side and the non-repaired side. So like you can hardly tell where it started. Like it's actually done really good, but I think maybe they just used too much Bondo plus the heat of Arizona. It just cracked the Bondo underneath. Again, not a big deal. I won't touch it. I'll just make sure when I buff this out, I'll put a sealer, maybe like a clear coat, something. Fenders up here, the paint is starting to come off. The clear coat, hood's fine. The roof is in decent condition. I mean, especially for the fact that it just sits in the sun all day. I mean, this is the pretty side. I'm thinking wherever they park this thing, the sun always beat on it from that side, from the passenger side. Because for some reason the driver's side just seems to have held up a little better. And this is the engine. If I haven't mentioned it before, it's a 2002 Suburban 1500, so it just has the 5.3. That's the only engine that came in these trucks. I mean, the worst part of these trucks are the interior. I mean, usually these plastic interiors, many beiges, just tend to crack and stuff, but this one's decent. There's a little crack. You probably won't even be able to see it up there. There's just evidence of the truck being used to haul stuff around, you know, plants and probably oil or whatever went back here spilled on the carpet. Here's the receipts. As you can tell, the third row is removed. I just did that just to save a little bit of weight. And when you fold down the front seat, the middle seats, it just turns into a freaking gigantic freaking van back here. So there's staining on the carpet, you know, typical on these trucks from, you know, the kids having cups of soda or whatever, juice, water, and just spilling it as they're going down the road and not having the time to pick it up. And actually, same thing could be said for the adults up here. You know, there's the typical coffee stains down there. And you put your coffee here, and then you hit a bump or something, you stain it. But I mean, they tried everything they could to like keep the carpet as clean as possible. So almost ended the video there, and I totally forgot that part is broken, the little window switch holder thing. So I'm gonna go to the junkyard and go get myself a new one for a couple bucks. It broke when I replaced that pull handle. So And I also realized that I never talked about why I got this thing instead of my Silverado. So at the time when I got the Silverado, I was making really good money and I was working 60 hours a week when I lived in San Diego. When I moved out here, I found myself a really good job that I enjoy with a good company, really good work, but I could only really work 40 hours a week. There's not really a good chance for overtime, and which is fine by me because I was able to find myself worrying about work less and enjoying more time at home. So with that being said, I was also making less money because I'm working less, and I actually don't mind making less money because, again, you get more home time. So that truck kind of was bought under the assumption that I wouldn't have that much free time, that I actually wanted a truck that I didn't have to work on, to just drive it and go tow cars like the Cressida around, and to drift events or to go pick up other little projects. So the idea was I can make the payment and I don't have to worry about it, and that's essentially the purpose it served, and it worked really good. Me and my friends towed a bunch of cars in San Diego to and from different parts of California, and it worked really good. It was a really good truck. But when I moved here, again, because of my job change, I just didn't see a reason to have the payment that was a little high. You know, it's a brand new truck, because I can essentially work on my car, I can work on the Cressida, I can work on my tow rig, which is essentially what it is, just a daily truck. You know, it's just a tool. It's not meant to be like a super nice luxury item, in my opinion. It's just a tool. So I made the decision that I didn't want them to have the payment, and I'd rather have an older truck that I can use and not worry about so often. I could take it off-roading and I can get scratched and I can just shrug it off. It was a big decision, you know, because I essentially sold the truck for less than when I had in it, so I lost money. But ultimately, I can tell you guys now that without that truck payment, I'm much happier. I like this Suburban, the Suburban, way better. I didn't even mention that it comes with a DVD player. Not that we're going to use it, and the DVD player doesn't work, but the screen still does. So, I mean, it just fits our lifestyle better. Again, we want to go camping. I still want to tow my Cressida around to the drift event here locally down at Wild Horse Raceway, just because I don't like to worry about having to make it home. So it still serves its purpose as a tow vehicle, but it's an added benefit that we can take this as camping. The truck could have been a good camping vehicle, but didn't have four-wheel drive. So you know, it was geared more toward towing, where this thing is kind of it's not as good as towing, because it's got a rear coil spring suspension. So I'll switch over to a stiffer coil, hopefully that should help out. But if you ask me, if you wrote me a blank check, I would probably buy another SUV, just because, again, I really just want a daily truck. Just, you know, it's comfortable to and from work, but also I want to be able to go out to like the Utah National Park, whatever, Zom National Park, and go camp, go have some fun, off-road a little bit with it, but mostly just camp and see the states and, you know, travel without breaking the bank, and also be doing so in a reliable truck, which these are pretty reliable. I mean, again, the biggest worry with this truck is the transmission, which I'll address whether it goes out on me or not. I'm gonna rebuild one and probably do like what they call a stage 1 or stage 2 rebuild. Like, everyone does things differently, but I'll definitely beef up this transmission and put a bigger oil cooler to make it last and handle. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, is that everything? Yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you guys on why I sold a new truck for this thing. Later, and have a good one.